All right, looks like we got an update here. Looks like DeVante Parker has reached a new deal with the Patriots. Now we got 3 years, worth up to $33 million. Being reported by, it seems like, his agent. It's $14 million in guarantees with per game roster bonuses. The take home here, I think, is that worth up to, because we don't know what that means. Like, where's the base salaries, the cap, all that stuff. We have to wait for the details, because I think a lot of people saw this and first thought, okay, DeVante Parker, 3-year. Why are we signing DeVante if we're looking for DeAndre? Because both of them being an ex-receiver. We'll get into that in a little bit, but the take home here is if we want DeAndre, we're going to look to rework some contracts. I said that before. Chances are, if you're going to want to bring him in, you're going to want to restructure deals, renegotiate them, get that so you can free up some cap space this year. We don't know what the new deal is going to be, because I think he was $6.5 or $7 million. Was it $6 to $7 million? I think this year for the Parker. So we don't know what's happening and when and where in terms of the years. It's a 3-year, $33 million. Gosh, I mean, obviously it's going to be backloaded, and that's if he hits all the incentives and bonuses and all that stuff. So we don't know what base salaries are. We don't know what it's going to be in terms of the cap. It might have freed up a lot, right? Now, let's get into the fact that it's DeVante Parker. And the idea, he's an X. So, great. We have an X receiver. He was up next. He was going to be going into, this is his contract year. We're going to lose him anyway, right? Now we're not. That's a great thing, I think. Now you're probably saying, well, what happens about DeAndre with him being an X and DeVante being an X? They work out of that position because that's the split end. Now, the split end is usually the widest, right? The wide out on the perimeter. DeVante is a perimeter receiver, right? He's very good in contested catches. He's good with the deep ball. He works the sideline. That's where this guy kills it, right? Last year, if you want to see his highlight reel, that's where he has best catches. The guy was a deep threat, and he was basically our best at it. Even with in terms of the number of targets, too. I mean, his average was, I think, 11 or 12 yards per, target or catch. So, he's our deep ball guy. That was something that's been lacking for the Patriots for a very long time, and I mean, it's not obviously max strength. It wasn't obviously the offenses. They were not setting it up properly, and he was still coming down with some catches. I mean, I went to games. I saw that guy. I was like, that dude can play the sideline. It was something I had not seen from the Patriots in a long time. It was refreshing. Now, when we said we're getting interested in DeAndre Hopkins, I was kind of out there saying I don't think we're going to instantly get rid of DeVante Parker. Now, in terms of the contract, he was probably the first one to target to get rid of. But if they restructure him, I think they want to keep him. Because here's why DeVante and DeAndre can exist at the same time. DeVante, although is an ex-receiver, I don't want to hurt his feelings, and I really like him as a Patriot. He's not like a true bona fide number one wideout. He can't go everywhere. True solid wideouts are effective at the wideout because that's usually where their contested catch skills come into play, and their ability to work the sideline are awesome. But they also can play out of the slot or basically any alignment. You put them there, they find a way to get open and catch the ball. That's what makes a true number one. DeAndre can do that, and he's played plenty slot reps at the slot, various different formations. He can do it. I don't think DeVante can excel in every single situation. Useful, effective, an operative receiver in those situations, but doesn't excel there. Now, here's the issue here. We have our next best receivers after DeVante right now. Who are they? Bourne, who can maybe play on some of the perimeter. Gesicki, most likely a slot guy, maybe play some perimeter. And Juju, again, mostly a slot guy, maybe play some perimeter stuff, playing some wideout. He could, yes. But most of those guys are coming out of the slot. They're not on the perimeter, right? So getting DeAndre and all of a sudden now removing DeVante, you've just swapped out the balance is still towards the slot in the middle of the field. Right? So those perimeter sideline specialists is just sort of one for one. So what am I saying is we're going back to the idea that it's probably Bourne, if anybody, who's kind of the low man here. Because for me, although I love Bourne, I see Juju Smith-Schuster as kind of being, the better of that situation. I think, actually, if you ask me if I wanted to think about what Juju Smith-Schuster is, he's like, basically, if you take Jacoby Myers and you take Bourne and you put them together, you kind of have Juju Smith-Schuster in many ways, right? Reliable hands, but a lot of yak. Big explosive playability. If you ask me what the two big things about Bourne, Bourne being the explosive guy with a lot of yak potential, and then Jacoby being the reliable hands. So, here we go. That's where we're at. I think Bourne's probably the one that's the lowest man on the totem pole. I thought that a long time ago. I didn't think that DeVante was going to be rework his deal, but now that I think about it, with 1 year left, it's the perfect time to do it. Now, for those of you who are thinking this means that because they're re-signing DeVante, DeAndre's out, let me ask you this. Why would you redo his deal now? Right? You're re-signing his deal now. As far as I know, DeAndre hasn't been signed yet. So if DeAndre signs someplace else, yeah, then you might want to think about re-signing DeVante if you like him so much. But if you're re-signing him now and you're restructuring the deal and trying to get him so he's gonna hopefully have a little bit less of a hit this year on the cap, that's telling me you're still in pursuit of him and you're opening up money for potentially adding DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, wouldn't you want to hold on to DeVante Parker for a little bit on that 1 year deal? Wouldn't you want to hold off if you're questioning him and his ability? Wouldn't you want to hold off until the end of the season before re-signing him? I don't know. I would be in that boat. There's plenty of wide receivers in next year's NFL draft. Plenty of top guys coming out then. So, if you were quote-unquote out on DeAndre, why would you re-sign DeVante Parker? I don't know. Unless for some reason you thought he was that big of a stud. I mean, so far we've barely even seen him or have heard about him in OTAs and minicamp because he's been injured here and there. So, I mean, I don't think anything's really changed since the end of last year. Anyway, looks like everything's trending. You got DeVante Parker, DeAndre Hopkins trending here on Twitter. Actually, I haven't really looked at what people are saying. Yeah, amen to that. But it all comes down to it. Really, how much are we... Oh, someone gets it. That's funny. No. See, that's the thing. This is why I bet people are... I think people are missing it here. That's true. I think some people are getting in this. That's pretty good too. A lot of blue check marks. Oh, you guys are really getting sucked in on that, aren't you? I would never say Parker is washed up. He's just always hurt, which is kind of the same. I mean, a different thing, in my opinion. He's just always damaged. The guy is just made out of styrofoam. Yep. This is what he brings that nobody else had. And yeah, DeAndre would bring that too. But again, if you want to talk about balance, we have a lot of slot guys. And if you're going to spread this out, and again, I don't think Mac Jones is built to be just throwing bombs down the sideline all the time. He's better with those kind of slot guys that are going to work the middle of the field, intermediate routes and everything. But you're going to have to, what happens if you want DeAndre Hopkins running a lot of those routes, right? Now you got Thornton on the outside. Now Thornton might be working on the inside as well, but you have to balance out the defense. You have to keep somebody who can contend with DeVante's leaping ability, because all you would do then is just constantly just post them up. Just keep throwing it up above where the other guy can't get to it, and then you can tap that all day long. Again, in my previous videos, I talked about the idea that a defense almost has to be impenetrable. It has to be good. Your defense has to be better than your offense, really. Because if there is a weak spot, a good offense will just keep pounding that until you either have to overcompensate and essentially open up another opportunity, and then that offense will attack that weakness that was created by the overcompensation. If you have him out there, if you have DeVante out there going against somebody who can't contend with him, you just keep attacking it. Just go after him. And then until they force somebody else, guess what? That maybe that guy who can actually contend with him with the leaping ability was covering DeAndre, or was covering Tyquan, or Gesicki, or Juju, or whoever, Henry. Now somebody else is going to probably have a mismatch, right? Again, I'm going to say this. That's my situation, which is with Juju. I think Juju kind of covers that with Bourne, and DeAndre would also be another redundancy to Bourne in that way too. Who knows? That's the thing. Does Gesicki cover that situation as well? I think the other free agent additions kind of puts Bourne on the odd man out. Now, I don't think you have to get rid of him unless someone's asking for him. Because right now, both Juju and Thornton and Parker have been battling injuries again. It was basically all tight ends at OTAs and minicamp this year, with the rookies coming in. And don't forget about them. I haven't seen that one in a while. Anyway, I just wanted to do that real quick. Yeah, he's getting up there. I am definitely not in the Dalvin Cook train right now. I wouldn't hate it, but I think he's going to be asking for too much, unless he really humbles up. And I'll say this, if you get DeAndre in the room, maybe somebody like Cook says, you know what, maybe I will take that cheaper contract. But I'm assuming he's probably going to be, chances are I think he's going to probably end up going to the Dolphins. I think if there's any free agent out there that really makes sense, it's probably more Zeke. But who knows what he's asking for. All right, I'm going to end it there. I hope you guys got something out of this. I think, again, let's just reiterate that if you want to wonder what they're doing, they're probably freeing up money. Because if they say they weren't, maybe they were just really wanting to re-sign DeVante right now, why would you do it now? Right? Unless someone said DeAndre's definitely not coming, and for some reason you just absolutely love Parker. again, I think Parker's good, but if I was the Patriots and the way Parker, is so injury prone, he's getting in, he's 30, I would be waiting till like the draft, or at least going into free agency and seeing how he did this year, how much he played this year. If you really were thinking that, you might want to keep him next year, I would wait. Unless for some reason you think he's going to have a blowout season. But bringing in Juju and Gesicki, he's probably not going to have a blowout season this year. Something that's going to justify him getting a huge contract. So you're you're in all those situations, if you wanted to save him for next year, or re-sign him for next year, you would want to wait. Unless you needed the money now, and whatever this new deal does opens up cap now. Why would you do that? In my opinion. Alright, so I'm gonna end it there. Unstructured, off the cuff rant, just a reaction. I hope you guys at least got something out of this. It's fun, we'll see how it goes. We have about a little bit less than a month now before training camp. So, we get into preseason camp. So, opening that up, maybe we hear something tomorrow. Who knows? It'll be interesting. I have some other videos I'm working on right now. Hopefully I get them out before, but if I don't, have a happy 4th of July, stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.